Want to know what the best figures are in this Marvel Heroclix Secret Wars Battleworld set? Well, we're covering that and more coming right up. Mr. Clicksflix is brought to you by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has a winning role for all your gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafé.com or on their Facebook page using the link found in the description of this video. Alright guys, so like I said in the intro, today we are discussing the figures for Secret Wars Battleworld. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Alright, so here we are with number 1 in the set, Captain America. He's good to go. All three of the shifting focus ones are good. Number 2, Spider-Man is just terrible. Iron Man, number 3, is good and sealed, but I don't see a reason to use him. Outside of that, there's cheaper TK for Avengers. Keyword, he doesn't, he has energy shield, deflection, barrier, and toughness for his defense. Nothing great there. Crossbones is hot garbage. Gunslingers are, they're okay, but they're not great. There's better ways to spend 20 points. Sheriff Steve Rogers is the best figure in this set. Hands down, in my opinion, this is the best guy. This is the second coming of Nighthawk Prime. Now, he's 15 points less, and he doesn't do quite the same thing that Nighthawk Prime did. Nighthawk Prime had that global effect where, opponents couldn't increase stats. But this is pretty close, and it's modern age. So for 50 points, nothing on his dial really matters other than the PD team ability, which is pretty helpful. The thing that really matters is his special on his damage. No one's above the law. Leadership: when Sheriff Steve Rogers or an adjacent friendly character is attacked, the attacker cannot positively modify or replace their attack value. So that's good there. So, they can't perplex up their attack value. They can't Sinister Syndicate their attack value. It is what it is. He has a 18 defense with energy shield deflection. So, in this ranged heavy game, they're probably trying to swing on a 20. Most attacks have a rate around 11 right now in the meta. So they're needing a 9 to hit. And this is only 50 points on your team, so you're probably going to have a prov or something like that. I'll take a 9 roll every day of the week and twice on Sunday for people trying to hit him and most of your friendlies. So this guy is good. Past, police, and soldier keywords are very usable. So probably best figure in the set, in my opinion. Thanos duplicates aren't bad, but the only real reason you want them is for the Thanos Prime. Then next up we have Thanos Prime himself. I believe this is probably the best of the Prime figures. He has 2 different point values, 175 and 140. He has 3 traits and a special on his damage. Really the big deal breaker for him though is that every time he KOs a figure that's 25 points or more, give him a token, and then for every token that he has, he gets +2 to 1 stat, so you can easily get him up to +2 stats across the board. And he can also go on any generic keyworded theme team. So this guy's just great. Comes packed with prob. 175 I think is the point value to go with on him. Overall, just pretty good. Thoris is not great, so we're not even going to talk about it. Thor, the generics are actually not too bad. You have the ability to pick running shot, charge, or willpower and power. They have the PD team ability. They're a little expensive at 60 points, but they got 11 attack, 18 defense, flight ability. So fairly competent, I would say, secondary attacker. And you have the ability to kind of customize them for whatever your opponent's playing. If they're playing a team where you need to be able to base them and attack, you pick charge. All other events, you basically are picking running shot. Police and Asgard keywords are pretty decent. Crystal Warriors are terrible. Magma Man is not bad. They have that Untamed Weirdness trait so that your opponent can't increase their combat values when attacking him, and or being attacked by him. So it takes care of combat reflexes, energy shield deflection, They can't perplex up anything when they attack him. It's just they're swinging their natural on whatever it is he has. He has poison. He's able to attack with Quake and then deal 1 penetrating afterwards. This is probably the best Weird World generic. Man-Thing Soldier isn't bad, but he's also not great. Gets +1 damage with exploit weakness if they have 1 or more action tokens. I like Man-Thing personally, so I'm a little bit biased, but not the best of the Untamed Weirdness ones, but not the worst one either. World Breaker's not bad. In Sealed, it gives you, a 2-stop click figure for 100 points. In Constructed, you're probably going to look at him at 50 points, and then once you're at 50 points, you're like, well, I'm just going to run starter set Hulk. Outriders are the best of the generics, just because they have stealth and they have the genetically engineered to gather information special on their attack, which is adjacent opposing characters can only target themselves or characters named Outrider with Outwit, Perplex, or Probability Control. So you're taking out the 3 most powerful support powers in the game, in my opinion, with this guy. If they don't have improved targeting, ignores, hindering. So basically, you base them with him. Hopefully he's in stealth, and then they can't target him, and they have to either target him or themselves. So basically, they can only target themselves. Molly Hayes, a lot of people are high on. For 25 points, she's got an 18 defense for 4 damage. Not bad. The no move and attack kind of hurts her. In Sealed, she's good. I see no place for her in Constructed really afterwards, unless you give her something like the Exo Specs or something. But everybody gets better with the Exo Specs, so I don't know that I'm sinking my Exo Specs into her. Claire Prast is terrible. Then we keep going. Captain America number 17 gives +1 defense to range, or can block a line of fire. Again, that shifting focus Cap's just good. Here we have the Baron Spider-Man. Kind of sucks you got to take 2 turns off, but he does have Perplex and Leadership and Outwit. For celebrities, he's not bad. Avengers, in my opinion, there's better Spider-Men, so I'm kind of a half thumb on that one. Next, we have Iron Man. This is the Spider Island one. In Sealed, I think he's good just because he has improved targeting, ignores hindering, and +1 defense for each action token he has, with a relatively high defense of 18 in this set. It seems like there's a lot of 10 attacks with 18 defenses in this set, or 10, 17. So 18 is actually kind of highish within the set. For Constructed, it brings some range to monsters and animal, but I feel like there's better places to go for 115 points. Next, we have Tony Stark Inventor. For 20 extra points, you have the possibility to bring in the 1872 Iron Man. Good luck with that, considering that it only takes 3 damage to take this guy out. I've played against him a few different times. His special, where you can't target him, or can't draw lines of fire if they're 50 points or more, unless he's the only character on their force. Like, that never was an issue. I was always able to close attack him and just get the quick KO. But the Perplex and the Outwit is nice. He has Past and Scientist keywords, which aren't terrible. Next is Black Widow. At this point, I just think WizKids doesn't like Black Widow. Now we have Ultimate Thor. I like him at his 100 point level. His 125, I feel like you're overpaying. Like, yes, you get Outwit, but you also don't have move and attack. And if you don't have move and attack, he's 125 points. He has to be able to move and attack. He's your tent pole. At 100 points, though, he has PD team ability, has charge, and then you can place him adjacent to somebody with the Asgardian and Thor, with the Asgardian keyword and Thor in their name, for free. So you could, him with Thor Odinson from the Mighty Thor set could be pretty cool. I doubt meta, but still pretty cool. Grants a pretty decent first string attacker to celebrity. Police isn't terrible. He does have improved targeting, ignores hindering. Next, we have She-Hulk 23A. I think she's pretty good. Not a huge fan of the fact that her energy explosion, that you only get the 6 range if you're using energy explosion. But we're able to, just throw the Proxima Midnight Spear on her. I think she's really good for 80 points. The Prime is okay, not great. You know, she's got plasticity, and adjacent opposing characters can't use shape change, mastermind, or stealth. I can't think of anything too much right now that's too game breaking using those 3 powers where you'd like run her to hard counter. So she's a pass. Thor is basically you're paying 20 points more for a worse version in the long run of the Thor generics. Crystar is terrible. Maltar is not bad. It's Crystal Warrior and Magma Man again. Man-Thing Commander's not terrible. He gets poison when adjacent friendly character misses all targets after resolution. Deal 1 penetrating damage. I just like things that deal damage that you don't have to roll for, just because my dice rolls are typically bad. He's got an 18 defense and that Untamed Weirdness trait. So if you had the correct the correct things on your force to perplex him up by 2 to get him to do a 20, you figure the average is an 11 on a 20, you're going to need a 9. Overall, I like this. This is probably my favorite out of the 2 man things. Is 66 points too much? Maybe, but this is pretty good. I like them. Maestro, range is king. I'm not paying 175 points for somebody with no range. Although that full movement charge, 6 movement charge, and breaking terrain is pretty cool. And the free attacks at the end with the Steel Energy is cool also. Eric Killmonger, I don't know how many teams are really relying on needing all their actions. I will reserve judgment because this could be huge depending on who, what the teams are. This economics genius where you can reduce their action total by 1. Action totals are pretty important right now, so he might be worth running. It's just his keywords are pretty terrible. Stick is fun, but ultimately not that great. Alex Wilder is good. It only sucks that you got to give your opponent him after you're done. And he does, he gets 2 out of the 3 best support powers in the game. Your opponent does get to pick them, but I've never seen a time where any 2 out of those 3 would be bad to have. Carolina Deans, she's not bad. She's a 55-point cosmic figure, so take that for what it's worth. It's a cheap cosmic figure. We've gotten some cheap ones recently, but you could run 2 of these with a Pip the Troll, and you're barely over 150, I think. So there's some shenanigan possibilities there. Iron Goblin is unreliable and overcost at both point values. Bullseye is he's not terrible. He's got running shot, sidestep, ranged attack with hindering line of fire, modified attack +2. So you're really getting a +1 to get him up to a 12. For 50 points, he's not terrible, but there are better uses of 50 points. Electra is she's got sidestep and flurry, which could be a big deal, but ultimately, like, not having charge is a deal breaker for me. Both Captain Marvels, I don't like either of these for constructed play. Now, if you pull the Prime and Sealed user, and all you have to do is just try to KO something cheap, and once you're on Hypersonic, you're off the races. There's not really too many things in this set that are going to be able to stop a 12 attack Hypersonicer with Prob. Next we have number 38, Ironman the Rare. This is the 1872 version. He's fun. The sculpt's cool. This is probably one of my favorite sculpts in the set, but as far as just playability wise, he's not great. Then we have Red Wolf. He's okay. He's cheap Prob and Sealed. Prob seems to be at kind of a premium, so this guy has it, and he has it up front, but other than that, no reason to run this guy. Spiderling's meta just because of her take down the giant robot trait, where after they use Colossal Retaliation, if they're within range, they take 1 penetrating afterwards. Going to be a little hard to defend her, but yeah, you might be able to do it. Not really too many usable keywords, though, so you're probably going to be breaking theme to run her. Spinneret's not that great. Jennifer Cail, I think with the man things, especially the man thing commanders, is worth looking into. And the fact that she, you know, if you play her at 40 points, she has leadership and support, plus gives the man things regeneration. So she's pretty decent. Archon is he's fun to play, but not good. Witch Hunter Angela is you know, not that great. For 45 points though, she does, I believe, yeah, if she attacks somebody with the colossal damage symbol, she gets +2 to her attack when attacking them. So she would be a 13 attack for 45 points. It depends on, you know, are people going to start running, you know, a bunch of those sentinels? Or, you know, is somebody going to try to giant girl spam like I suggested in a video? If that stuff starts creeping up, you know, you could see her. So I'd get one to try to hang on to. But right now, the current competitive scene is not really dictating that you need one. Nico Minoru is terrible. Chase Stein is not bad. Passenger 2, and then he can be Passenger 6 if he's on a Runaways theme team. He's only got a 7 movement though, so you're probably not going to get too much use out of that. His showstopper for me is his give him a power action to give an adjacent friendly character improved targeting, ignores hindering this turn. Makes an awful lot of figures really good, and for only 35 points, he's not bad. Vivision I think is terrible. Bushmaster is not bad, only in the sense that he's one of 3 or 4 figures that have hypersonic speed, and one of I think 3 that have it that's not conditional. Plus he has that sneak attack with the phasing. If he moves 3 or less, he can make a close attack. So you know, there's that. He's pretty cool. Next we have number 49 Hulk. This is the Spider Hulk. Good luck trying to get the 6 arms to smash thing going. I really tried hard with the Doc Ock to get that going, and it's tough to line that up right. Iron Fist at 75 is really good, I think. Starts off with no movement attack, but in an Exospecs era, we can, you know, solve that pretty quickly. Has close combat expert and gives -1 to combat values if he hit them, and then he has combat reflexes and super senses. So that's pretty good there. Has animals, a pretty useful keyword. So is monster and mystical. I think this is probably the best of the Spider Island super rares. Regent is really good just in the fact that you can pick improved targeting, whatever it is that you want at the beginning of your turn, which is phenomenal. He is giant symbol. And then, you know, there's 1 or 2 other little things you can do with him. This guy's definitely somebody worth getting. Doc Ock, I already discussed with Hulk why he's not so great. Big Boss Hill is, I don't care for her. She has hypersonic speed, but if a friendly character had to be damaged by an opponent's attack last turn, like, why am I'm not, even if she's only 65 points, I'm not paying 65 points for that. Dino Thor, I feel like, is actually pretty decent. Once this loads here, for 90 points, 12 movement, hypersonic speed, PD team ability, 4 damage. He's got some drawbacks, but, you know, you can give a free action to give an adjacent opposing character -1 combat values and a friendly adjacent character +1 combat values for the turn. That's pretty good. Animal and police are probably his 2 strongest keywords. Witch Queen LeFay is one of the standouts of this set. One of the things I didn't realize is that her speed power grants her all the speed powers except for Earthbound and Stealth. So she has them all simultaneously. She has Charge, she has Hypersonic. Like, you don't have to pick. So you can Hypersonic speed, attack, and then sidestep away. It's not like beginning of your turn you picked Hypersonic and that's just what you're stuck with. No, you have them all simultaneously. She's got that Untamed Weirdness trait. She's got Baroness of Battleworld, so she's got leadership and a Perplex. I think she's really good. You can run her at 150 or 75, or I'm sorry, 150 or 100 points. 150 is where she's at with that 12 attack pulse wave. Really good there. Nick the Fury. I'm sorry, I don't love him very much. Thanos at 200 points is really good. Number 58 in the set, just because you can phasing one and carry him. There's a ton of dirt cheap taxis. You know, looking at his cosmic keyword, Pip the Troll jumps out. He also has mystical, scientist, and warrior keywords. He does have the eternal keyword. Let's look at that top dial. Let's see here. He's given us phasing, teleport, invincible, and prob that we could pick for Unimind there. And then on his last click, offensive heavy if your Unimind was to pop with him. Next we have Destroyer Thor. I don't like that Betrayed by an Unthinking Machine. I would probably never run him just because of that. The Prime isn't bad with all these, with the stop click there at the end, and then the Invincible and the Soul tokens and stuff. 220 seems pretty fair for his stats. Next we have Gertrude Yorks and Old Lace. I actually like her a lot, just because you can pop out the Old Lace, and then I believe it's Flurry and Blades. Yeah, Flurry and Blades. For 30 points, I'm picking up one of these figures. Black Panther at he's got 2 different point values. He's not bad, but he's also not fantastic. I want one just because he has the Illuminati keyword. He does have a Cosmic keyword, but I feel like there's better, especially 250, there's better Cosmic figures. Namor, I feel like a lot of people are really dogging on, but I like him a lot personally. He grants a, he's a transporter now for Avengers. Avengers have a 4-person taxi. Then he has leadership and can shuffle his tokens off to friendly or opposing characters. I cannot overstate how powerful that is. He's only 100 points. Again, we can throw the, you know, he's one set of exospecs away from being a hoss. So I do like him a lot. Sheriff Strange is without a doubt the best of the chases. I like him at both of his point values, actually. I would probably like him a little more at 100. He has the mystical and police keywords. This Battleworld Others, actually not a terrible Battleworld keyword. Has that Baron of Battleworld. Makes it so that your opponents have to take a double power action. That's his showstopper there. For 50 points, you can make it. You can basically, you can't shut down an ID card team. So Blackbird's still going to do what it's going to do, but they got to take a double power action. So they're going to have to think more about what they're doing. So that's pretty good there. And then has Psychic Blast, and when he hits, they can't use equipment. So, you know, that Mjolnir that they worked really hard to get on their Star Fox, they're not going to be able to use that the next turn. Iron Fist, in my opinion, is the best of the 1 million BC Avengers, just because you could run 2 of her and pull tokens from herself. The rest of them, you know, aren't named basically themselves. She has Charge and Flurry up front with that 12 attack. That's pretty good there. Then we have Agamotto at 170. That's not bad, but that's a lot of points. At 90, he's not bad, but for 10 more points, I'm running Sheriff Strange. Odin has some potential in the fact that adjacent opposing characters can't be healed, can't use Protected Outwit, and can't use stop clicks. Once somebody figures out how to break that and basically KO an entire team with a well-placed Quake, he will be in the meta. So yeah, guys, that is my thoughts on this set. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite figures are from this set, ones that you played. If I was off base on one, please let me know. I'm always interested in stuff like that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos. That's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.